how much of being an artist nowadays is the music you're making versus all the other stuff?
Yeah.
The marketing, the rollout, the partnerships. What is the percentage you think that it takes of both
Music,
to be successful now?
Music, I'm gonna give it. I was gonna say 20, but I'll still give it 30.
The music.
I'll give it 30. Okay. Yeah, I give the music 30. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's low. That's low for sure. But I was gonna say 20. I was gonna say even lower. But I'm like, all right, you do have to have a good song, but it don't got to be the craziest. You really don't. You know, it's important. Your branding is low key the most important.
And explain why.
Because your branding, if your branding is all the way on point, somebody else could be doing something and then they'll still think of you. You know what I mean? Like my brand, I have branding in my melodies to where people will hear a melody and say, that sound like you. Of course it does.
Yeah. That's the point.
That's the whole point. Yeah. So it's like, I'm very intricate. Like everything is the branding, you know, like
it's easy.
It's easy. When you hear that, it's easy. It's easy. Like, man, easy call. Anytime, because I drove it in. Like DJ Khaled is like one of the greatest, you know, with the branding too. It's like when you look at him and he says something, it's like, let's go golfing. It's like now we're all saying, let's go golfing, you know, or whatever it may be. But I think it's important as artists to know what our thing is. Like Frank Ocean with a red and white Tokyo bandana on his head when he first came out, or Bryson Tiller with a dad cap, or Ice Spice with the orange fro. It's like, we know you for these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, you need to know what those things are for you as an artist, and
make sure that thing has longevity too.
Yeah, and it's true. And it's true to you, because people now, it's like, we could tell if you just think that's a fire idea to get over on us. You know what I mean? Hey, Drake, they're not slow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we've elevated as you know, as a community and as a culture. So it's like, you're not really pulling the wool over nobody. So now you have the branding, which is super important. And after that, it's like the marketing. And some people have the marketing going crazy, but if your branding is not right, then it don't even matter, because we don't even know what to remember you for. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, now the marketing has to be crazy, the branding has to be crazy, the music has to be crazy, the image has to be crazy. What do you look like? Do I want to look like you? Do I want to talk like you? Do I think you cool? Like, what's going on with your family? Who are you dating? That's cool. Okay, what have you done in the past? Like, you know, because we don't forget anything.
But I feel like to a certain level, like there are a lot of like, I don't need to know everything about the artist that I enjoy.
You don't.
I like a little mystery. Good. And there are artists who like go deeper into that mysterious vibe that's still like Brent Faiyaz. We don't know nothing about that man, but every time he drop, and does that become part of their marketing? Is that mysterious vibe?
I would disagree. I don't think that you don't know.
He's
everything.
A branding genius.
I think he's putting a lot of his personality in the music. That's one.
The skits.
Yeah, right.
Them
all of that.
Is skitting.
Like you. And then,
whoa. And then, no, what was the album? It was some weird, dark Eminem Stan shit. Like, oh my God, are you okay, sir?
Right. Like, so like when you put it, like, the more you know, like Eric was saying, like the more you pull the wool off and you like reveal yourself in the music, I think the less you have to do on that personal side, like on social media, right?
Because I definitely mean you as an artist.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are as an artist and wearing that fully. Like, we know Glorilla, we know Sweetie, like we know Bruno Mars, like his hairstyle, his look, it's all there. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's by accident. I think it's so intentional, and that's why those artists are standing out.
Yeah, for sure.
So then for an artist like Brent, would his music versus marketing percentage change then, because he's putting so much more of what we would see in someone's like marketing idea in the music? So do you think that would change in his, like if we're using him as an example, or even like a Frank Ocean, like they're not super.
It's like you got your Frank Oceans, who is so rare, you know what I mean? Sure. Like even Kendrick like is one of those anomalies where he's like very reserved, but he just popped out crazy. You know what I mean?
Even like a Cleo Sol, like she just did an interview for the first time in eons, and we know that she's an artist herself, but she also does like Salt. But those are like such mysterious like entities that in my head, I feel like the music like music versus marketing, if we're still going that way, like the music percentage is, there's so much more weight there because that's where we're getting the like.
And everybody
touch points.
defines success differently.
Valid.
So it's like she may be doing that and she may not be worried about no numbers. That's how I am. I'm not really worried about none of that. I'm just worried about my art being what I hear it to be as great. You know what I mean? Like if it's good to me, that's cool, and I'm good with that. And I think she's good with that too. I think those are true artists, the people that's not tripping on that. We're just speaking on, you know, the current status.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah, I think I heard I think it was Ray Daniels say this about like artists now having so much more control over their image and their brand and their marketing. And he was like, he kind of took it back to Michael Jackson. He was like, could you imagine if Michael Jackson at his heyday was selling a glove? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if he was selling that,
Right.
As merch.
As merch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and he was ultimately saying that, like, artists, you create a world when you're an artist, and you're like inviting people into your world.
Yeah.
But it's really important now to know, like, you know, you might be a gamer, right? And like you're a gamer, and that's what people sort of know you as, and then your music is something that is like secondary to that. You know what I mean? So it's just really about understanding like what elements of yourself that people can tap into. And I think even more importantly, it's just like if you can put that into music and it can connect with people,
That's second. That's the cherry on top, because people like Kai Cenat, it's like even the comedians, like, they not dropping music, you know what I mean? But they're penetrating the culture because we're invested in them as people.
Yeah.
That's valid. So I like my people to be mysterious, but like I'm also nosy. So hey,
I love the mysterious
also
vibe.
nosy.
You know, back in the day, it was like the thing. You know what I mean? Like, we've just changed because it's like I'm so busy over here. It's like, why would I really give you that much time a day? It's like, I'm busy, bro. Like, my life is life over here.
life is life.
Yeah, so it's like, for me to actually invest in you, you got to get me for real.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, you know?
R&B Only Live is a show that will take you on a journey of R&B music from past, present, and future. We bring together the best of the genre with our all-female DJs, talented hosts, and electrifying energy all night long. Get tickets to the tour now at rnbonly.com/calendar and vibe with a room full of R&B lovers.